Hey, good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Morning Market Report. I'm Army Piper. We come at you every morning, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, Monday through Friday, bringing you guys charts, news, and everything. Charts like this right here. Like this is Roblox, guys. Dumping off hard today. We're going to take a look at why that is. I'll give you a hint. It has to do something with P. Diddy, Jeffrey Epstein, and pedophiles. We're going to take a look at that. And then also, guys, we got the crypto bubbles today telling us a story. They're a little red right now, but we got the market open looking like green right now on the market side for the NASDAQ, the Dow, the S&P. So I do think we're going to see some green movement today on the upside of Bitcoin. We're going to be taking a look at that. Plus, seeing Chinese market dumping massively. If you guys saw the O-Face thumbnail, thanks for joining. I know that's why you're here. Don't forget to click that poll, and let's get this thing started without any further ado, guys. Class is in session. And good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us here. Guys, we've got a great show lined up today. We're going to be looking at some articles. We're going to talk about Japan. We're going to talk about China. We're going to talk about Roblox. And we're going to talk about Bitcoin. I think that's everything I have today. Yeah, we're good. That's what it is. Guys, thanks for joining. Let's go ahead. Let's jump in here with my co-host today. I got the OC guy riding shotgun. What's up, bro? How you doing, man?
I'm doing fantastic. I already know what I'm going to be saying. If you click the like button thing at the end, so stay around because might be not what you think. Other than that, doing fantastic. Still recuperating. What is it? What was it?
I hit the like button. I said, that's right. Smash that like.
Oh, nice. Let's smash it. So, basically doing fantastic. Already feeling much better from the food poisoning of the weekend. Still a little bit with electrolytes, but other than that, doing great and getting ready with the markets because I feel like we might have something to play out today. Yesterday, I was looking for a couple of trades to post. I wasn't sure about them. I wasn't feeling the market actually moving. Wasn't prepared. Remember, guys, that I only put my money in when I think the market is going to be moving and when I think a trade is serious. Other than that, I'd rather just stay away. Remember, as Piper's mentioned, sometimes a no having a position, it's a position. So other than that, doing fantastic.
Very true. Let's give a shout out to people in the chat right now before we get into the market update and data. We got Average Crypto Joe coming in with a good morning this morning. Kyle Fields, Alexander G, best mod in the biz, in the house. Mr. J is in here. We got username in the house. We got Delario Crypto with the GM saying good morning. What's up, man? How you doing? Welcome. Army Piper, whoever that guy is, saying good morning, alumni. TI, we got Joe in here. We got Trade Intuition in the house. He said, what's up, people? Always happy to have Joe drop into the chat. If you guys don't follow Joe, you guys need to go check out his content. Alexander G, my gracious mod, can you drop a link for Trade Intuition so the people know that's where they need to go to get all of that afternoon trade data? You can work it right there around Alex O crypto stuff, and you'll round out your afternoon perfectly with those two. Shout out to Buck in the chat. Baba Yaz is in the house. BC Port Corp. If you guys didn't watch this morning's show, they had a really good stream this morning on Good Morning Crypto. It's pretty spot on. You guys got to go check it out. They do a great breakdown over there of what's ahead in the day. So go check out the Good Morning Crypto right here on Piper Academy. It is a pre-market show. Who else we got in here? We got Harp in the house. Awesome. Great to see you here. And we've got Wix Wi-Fi 89. We got 2Dub in the house. What's up, 2Dub? With that blue wrench. I see ya. Wix in here. Wix 589. Darren does things. John Foster Crypto. Everybody just rolling in. I think I got everyone in here unless I missed someone. And if I did, I'm sorry. I think I got you all there. There's that link right there in the chat. You guys can check that out. That is Trade Intuition's YouTube channel. Phenomenal dude. Let's go ahead, OC, and let's jump into the news because I got quite a bit of news stuff that we need to break in on today. And then let's come back and let's take a look at those charts and see how they're looking. It does look like what I said. 10-year yield is still going up, so don't look for your mortgage rates or your auto loans to go down. As a matter of fact, since the rate cut, mortgage rates have gone up. So they're back over 7% right now. So that is rising. The Russell 2000 is in the red, but it looks like the Dow, the S&P, and the NASDAQ all green. Dow kind of fluctuating on that middle of the road. It's neutral right now. It's green and then it's red. It's green, then it's red. Max H, good morning, fam. How you doing? Lunar Beaches. welcome to the show. Glad to have you here. Ada Ace in the house. If you guys have been watching in our Discord, Ada Ace has been crushing it on some Ada trades lately. So if you guys aren't in our Discord, you need to go in there and see it because he is always in there talking about that stuff. And then you also need to give him a follow. Yes, you do. Ada Ace, you need to come on the show soon. I agree 100%. We'll get you on here and we'll promo you and talk about you. I talk about you all the time anyways. It doesn't matter. Let's get into the news, guys. Let's roll. All right, so we're looking right here at the news today, guys. 49, we're sitting at 49. We're neutral. Let me give this a refresh. Make sure that is current. Yeah, that is current. Okay, so we're looking at a 49 neutral right now. On the bottom side of that 50 is neutral, right? So, but looking pretty good after that little pullback we had yesterday. Let's give a refresh on these crypto bubbles and see how they're looking. On the daily here, still got some red, but I told you guys, market opens green, and it looks like we were going to flip into some green. And there we go. We're already getting that here on the daily. Let's drop down here and look at these prices. Bitcoin currently sitting at 62,825. Down a little bit on the daily, starting to come back up on the hourly and erase those daily losses there. Ethereum sitting at 2439, down 1.1%, getting absolutely outperformed by Bitcoin. BNB up 0.6% on the daily, 0.5%, sitting at $576.60. Solana's up at $144, down 2% on the daily, making a small little tiny rebound on the hourly. XRP down 2%. We got Dogecoin down 3.3. All of them's trying to make that rally again. Tron staying green for the hourly, the daily, the weekly, the monthly. It doesn't matter. It's doing pretty good. Toncoin doing the exact opposite, sitting in the red. And then Cardano, guys, had a we just switched 2.2% pullback. Now looking at a little tiny 0.2% rebound, sitting at 35 cents. Any big movers here? Let's look. Chainlink down 3.7. Sui continuing to rock it up, guys, moving up another position to the number 18 on the market cap, up 4.1% on the daily, making a 1.9% rebound. Eric Wallen, if you are watching this later, I know you're working right now, but if you're watching this, bro, you have crushed it on your Sui call from way back. It was like 2 months ago. Aptos is up 7.7%. That's one of those plays that never moves, and all of a sudden it does something, and everybody jumps into it. Somebody's going to jump into this and be exit liquidity. Be careful out there. What else do we have here? I guess that's about it. Where's Caspa at? Caspa sitting at number 28, down 3.9%. Shout out to Retro Mike Tech. He got me out of it. I started looking closer and I got out of it, went into Bitcoin. It wasn't all because of him. I was doing some portfolio management anyways, but yeah. We just lost the macro PO point of control on ADA, USD ADA says. So we'll take a look at that one too. Let's move on here to the economic calendar, guys. Today, we do have a couple of Fed speakers going on today. One at 1 a.m. that already happened. That's my time. That was about 3 a.m. on the East Coast. And then we have one this afternoon, Jefferson. We did get the balance trade come in today. A differential of about $70.4 billion to the downside on imports versus exports. Nothing major on this data today. Nothing substantial to say it's bad, but nothing substantial to say, hey, look, we're doing great. Tomorrow, we do have that FOMC minutes coming out, but the big ones, guys, this week, Thursday and Friday, we're going to get the core CPI report, and then we're also going to get the PPI report. So that's the consumer price index and then the producer price inflation on Friday. So Thursday and Friday, the big days this week. Let's take a look here at what's going on because we've had a lot of shifting going on with this chart right here. You guys can see this is now really big on the left and really small on the right. This used to be the right side was 25 basis points and the left was 50 basis points. It is now 86.6% chance. That's the big block over there to the left side. 86.6% chance that we can only see that 25 basis points. We're now getting a 13.4% chance that we see no rate cut at all. It stays neutral. Guys, let me break this out for you because I told you guys yesterday about the Meet Kevin episode and that there was a big discrepancy in seasonal job numbers of educators because they go on to the government payroll in a lot of places, or they're getting money from the government for sustenance, right? So they were still on one poll and off on the other poll. It was like tab 18 down in the Fred report. If you don't know what Fred is, that's website. You should go check it out sometime. It's really good. FRED. It is the Federal Reserve Economic Data report, and it's got everything in there. You can see job numbers. You can see all that stuff, right? Down about tab 18, it said, hey, there's a discrepancy here. But let's go with, okay, that's not the case. Last Friday's job numbers were really good. What has Jerome Powell talked about was the key factor for continuing to cut rates. He wanted to see strength in the labor market. What did we see Friday? We saw strength in the labor market. Why are they starting to cut in now that there is not even going to be possibly a rate cut in November? That tells me that some data probably had some discrepancy in it, like me Kevin said. So yeah, it's quite interesting. Ada Ace, you were right. So if you look here on bookmarks, do I have anything in bookmarks today for X marks the spot? Oh, we do. Yes, right there. I forgot all about this one. All right, so talk about a turn of events. We're going to get into this one right now, guys. Hong Kong's Hang Seng Index crashed 9.4% today on the overnight market for Asian markets, posting its largest drop since 2008. It was the second largest drop since 2000. Yes, I baited you in with the open mouth. Oh my God, thumbnail. Thank you, Retro Mike, for joining us here. I appreciate you, bro. So what just happened? I can tell you what happened. We don't need to go through all this. Let's just go ahead and jump over to the duo cam and let's talk about what happened. So they had their wait. They were on their vacation. There was a blackout of data right in China. And then all of a sudden, they come back to work and everybody's expecting that, hey, look, they're going to say, the bank's going to say, here's more stimulus money. And what did they do? They did not do, they said nothing about a stimulus at all. I'm sorry, I got thrown off by Andy S. It says it appears even the forecasts are off with today's technology. You think computer models would be more accurate. Oh, talking about the hurricane. We're going to talk about that too in just a second. Anyway, no stimulus passed out in China. And what happened? A big 9.5% dump in the market, which is a pretty big deal for a stock exchange index, especially one like China, because it was their largest since 2008 and 2000, both of those being major recession periods for them. So this is the price of inflation or deflation, which is what they have going on in China. And like I had said before, guys, as soon as the stimulus cuts off in China, that market's going to crash because their economy is destroyed. So that's what we're seeing there. OC, you've seen you've seen firsthand what it looks like when a country tries to keep their economy alive and pumps everything they can into it, only ultimately in the end to for none of it to have mattered. Where do you think China is in relation to where Mexico was when their peso collapsed to garbage level?
Yeah, so guys, if you don't know, our coin has already been like republished, if we can call it like that way. I don't think that China is. I mean, come on, it's very hard to say that. I would say that we are around a decade from it. I don't think. I think it's a little bit different, and that is because China is a power. It's a world power based on production of technology. That being said, all technology, right, and knockoffs, which right now they have taken U.S. technology, opening it up and repurpose it and copy it. So I mean, remember that also they're not reporting young the youth works reports and many other metrics, so it's hard to tell. But we can actually be telling that they're going down. I mean, you can see it on results, on not pushing data, because if they were doing great, why would they not be just showing their enemy that they're doing great, right? And I'm talking about the career or the competition on the global economy. So being as far as changing their coin, I think we are a decade away, somewhere around those areas, if China doesn't do something dramatic. Uh, but at this point, I would say that absolutely. I mean, we need to talk about still, or we need to remember Evergrande. Remember that one? That's
Hmm.
still
How can we
making
forget?
exactly. We're still struggling, or China's still struggling about it, and it's bringing the whole world with it. So is it bad? Absolutely, absolutely. It just like Mexico? I would say no, because of the size of their economy, and also because right now, remember, it's a regime. Whether here was a republic, right? That has to do because whatever is being decided up there, it will basically just go without hesitation. So they could still do something without that latency of bureaucracy. That's what
Yep.
I would say. That's what I think.
Awesome. Yeah, let's jump over here. I will say though, that was the Hang Seng. The mainland China index, which is the Shanghai Composite Index, they faced intense volatility, but they did manage to close their day 4.6% higher after fluctuating wildly throughout the day following that holiday week that I just talked about. So they did end up closing a little bit higher for the Shanghai, but yeah, the Hang Seng, which is the real big money one in China, absolutely getting wrecked. Let's jump over here. I just saw Amy Lives Crypto in the chat, so I want to give her a shout out, guys. If you have not gone over and checked out this video right here, this was just dropped 11 hours ago. It is on the Federalist Papers and how it relates to Bitcoin. Amy Lives Crypto did an amazing job on this. Very educational on what are the Federalist papers and what articles, that they have in there. Uh, Go learn. It's really good video. So go check it out. She's they talk about the founding fathers, the establishment of how we got to where we are in the powers for the people, and then how that all applies to Bitcoin in its current. So yes, driving safely. Good job, Amy Lives Crypto. But yeah, guys, go check that out. Matter of fact, I'm going to drop a link. Let me share, copy that link, and let's just drop it right in here for everyone. There you go. Go enjoy that video. Cool guys. That's what I got there. Let's jump into the Bitcoin chart, and we're gonna. Pause for effect. Let's go over here. I want to go to the stock market so I can show you guys what the stock market's looking like right now. And then we're going to talk about a stock that is absolutely getting pummeled right now. We'll call it getting pummeled. Guys, looking here at the stock market today, you can see mostly green. Nvidia up 2.13%, Apple's up 1%, Microsoft up 0.5%. I think these are pretty good moves for stocks. Amazon's up 0.59, Walmart up 0.67, Costco still crushing it 1.34 to the upside. Procter and Gamble, where are you? I know you're in here somewhere, sir. P&G, could I watch it all the time? It's a really good. Right there, it's down about 0.1%. So that is a recessionary indicator, PNG. It's recessionary proof, I should say. So pretty good. But yeah, that's what I wanted to show you there. But let's talk about things that are down because we talked about the Hang Seng getting dumped on. Let's go take a look at Roblox, guys. You can see here it's getting a pretty decent bounce on its 300-day simple moving average, but it is gotten a massive downside. How long is this? 1 hour. This is a 1 hour candle. Let's move it to the downside wick. That was a 10% drop in 1 hour on Roblox. And you may be asking why. It's very simple. It's very simple. It is because of this inflated key metrics report. Hindenburg announced today that they are shorting on Roblox, and so that started a big sell-off. And then I also see BC Port Corp here. China is shooting for 5% GDP growth. They're going to break things in the long run. I agree, BC Port Corp. And shout out to you for being a member for 5 months. Anyway, they announced that they are shorting on Roblox, and so that made a big sell off on it. Are we 5? No, we're talking about this because there's some data in here as a stock, as an investment, that Roblox is a $27 billion online platform headquartered in California. The company was incorporated in 2004. Why are they selling it off? Why are they shorting on it? Because they have some data that they're doing on reporting of usage, unique users. In addition to inflating the number of people on the platform, we also suspect Roblox is massively inflating a second key metric, engagement hours. The company reported an extraordinary 2.4 average hours of engagement per day per user in 2023. This level of engagement is 58% higher than the average time spent by US 8 to 12-year-olds playing all mobile games, including tablets. So they two pieces of data there that do not match up. that they said is overinflating the actual valuation of the company. They're using a lot of bot AFK games that artificially inflate the engagement, stuff like that. But the really good, the really big one that I want to point out here, guys. This was not even in the headline, just staying all the way down at the bottom of this report. We think Roblox can and should report its estimated dealted and debotted metrics so that investors can get the actual numbers. Beyond inflated key user metrics, our in-game research revealed an X-rated pedophile hellscape exposing children to grooming, pornography, violent content, and extremely abusive speech. I don't really care about the abusive speech so much, maybe a little bit about the violent content due to the age, but child grooming and pornography I have a huge issue with. Roblox is compromising child safety in order to report growth to investors. Per our interview with a former senior product designer, if you're limiting users' engagement, it's hurting your metrics. Let's go back. We're back into the earnings. Can we stay on task here? For example, in 2018, prior to Roblox going public, a 29-year-old was caught by police with 175 hours of video footage of him grooming and engaging in explicit behavior with 150 minors using online platforms, namely Roblox. Numerous criminal indictments from 2019 to 2024 allege that sexual predators groom children in game ranging from 8 to 14 years old, and then bad things. I'm not even going to say that part. Um, Following years of scandals, we performed our own checks. These are the new checks here, guys. We performed our own checks on the platform to see if it had cleaned up its act. As a test, we attempted to set up an account under the name Jeffrey Epstein, only to see that the name was taken, along with 900 other variations. Many were Jeffrey Epstein fan accounts, including Jeffrey Epstein supporter, which had earned multiple badges for spending time in kids' games. Other Jeffrey Epstein accounts had the username I groom minors, and I'm not even going to say that. You guys can see it there. We have attempted to set up a Roblox account under the name of another notorious pedophile to see if Roblox had any upfront pedophile screening. Earl Brian Bradley was indicted on 471 charges of doing bad things to poor children. The username was taken along with multiple variants like Earl Brian Bradley 69. After we found a username, we listed our age as 13 to see if children are being exposed to adult content by merely plugging adult into the Roblox search bar. We found a group called Adult Studios with 3,334 members openly trading child pornography and soliciting sexual acts from minors. We tracked some of the minors of the Adult Studio and found 38 Roblox groups, one with 103,000 members openly soliciting sexual favors and trading child pornography again. Yeah, guys, Diddy, Escape Epstein Island. These are in-game games. We found over 600 Diddy games, including Survive Diddy and Run from Diddy Simulator. Let's jump back over here. This is troubling for a major company like this to be nothing but a cesspool for targeting children. And I know a lot of people's kids play this game, like a lot. Like, can I get Roblox points for my virtual like I hear it all the time from parents like my kid just wants Roblox points. Maybe watch your kids more or don't even let them on that thing. Um yeah, see, Jim Cramer, I don't know any kid at my kid's school that is not on there. It's problematic in my opinion, and it's getting absolutely crushed today. Good on you. If you guys want to play something that isn't so open, in the world of what it can be done with it, I don't know. Maybe check out Kopi. Kopi seems to be a much better game for kids, and you can make some money off of it. So, yeah, I just wanted to point that out, guys. It's a little dark and not normally something that I would want to dive into too much, but I did want to talk about that. And let's go over and take a look at Bitcoin, guys. Let's change the tone. Let's go look at Bitcoin. I love Bitcoin. I hate all of that crap. So, um, yeah, OC thoughts on that craziness, man. Like, I
Oh
that's
well,
I'm mind blown by how bad it is over there. So,
yes. I do have a little bit of a positioning there. I want to get started with the let's just say drastic part of here. I just also want to get started with I have no kids yet. I really craving for one. I don't know. I haven't get a hold of the how you call it the little bird that brings the kids. I WhatsApp it, but it hasn't bring it yet. But the thing is in here, it is that I think that as parents, we need not to shield, and please bear this in mind, not to shield your kids. And that is teaching them how to survive a wicked world, right?
Yep.
That also doesn't mean throw them into the fire, all right? There's a little line, a very blurred line between being a good parent and show your kid how to survive. Because when you're gone, you didn't talk them how they're going to do it, right? It is just like financial education. I think the house should be the first place where you learn how to do finances, right? And if you as a parent don't know how to do finances, at least give them a little book, right? Like shout out to Billy Goat Tales with financial books, right, for kids. And there we go, we got him. We got it. And also many other educational content. So also, there we go. That's a great book. So I think being not throwing them into the fire, but also do not overshield them. That is a key factor. You as a parent will know where the threshold is. I mean, that's why also parenting should be in the hands of the parent and not on the state, because the state only care about one thing. And this is how much they can get out of you and your children, right? Not really how they can create a good society and thinking and critic citizens. They want just
Yep.
followers. So other than that, yeah, I would say watch very closely when your little guys are out in the internet, because that is a wild place to be. And I mean, of course, do not. I would say do not cut completely access to it, but be mindful of where they're doing, who they're talking to, and of course, talk them about it. Just let me just finalize this. Remember how many times we've seen that video on the internet where the parents talk to their children and the children still get into a van with an unknown guy, and then two masked guys I mean they like they strap the kid, and they just to give them that scare, and it ended up being their parents in that time,
Yep.
right? I
Yeah.
mean, that is so freaking
If I
scary.
had a child playing games right now, Roblox would not be one for them at all. If I'm going to let them play something that maybe isn't so much on without terms of service that will at least put up some protective
Yes.
barriers, stuff like that. So, yeah, let's go ahead and jump into Bitcoin now. Let's jump over here. Bam. Guys, as I said this morning, it looked like we were going to get some green movement to the upside, and that is what we are getting right now on Bitcoin. Yesterday, we did poke up above that 200, rejected on that value area high, and then pulled back. About $62,000 was where we got a good bounce. What is that $62,000 level, Piper? I'm glad you asked. Let's jump over there and take a look at where it got that bounce. Oh, look, it's the dynamic reactor from Chart Prime, giving all that support there to the upside. I am watching again, 63,550. That's the 200-day simple moving average. It's the level that we really need to get above and then show us support. I think, honestly, we need like a week of price action staying above that level. We almost had it here. How many days was this when we got above it here? Let's see. That was us 4 days. So we really need to make a week to close above this 200-day simple moving average to get upside. Until then, I do think that we are in the process of lower highs and lower lows. I will point out, though, on the 12-hour right now, what we're seeing that makes me a little more bullish is what we are starting to get a curvature here on the money flow index. It does look like the volume is starting to turn back up. Turn up for what? And then over here, we do have the True 7 starting to make its stair step up to the upside while we've got a green oscillator ribbon, guys. All of these things are bullish confluence. And I do think that from this uptrend that we printed back here on Wednesday last week, so about almost a week ago, it has been a good call all the way around the board. So shout out to Chart Prime. If you guys don't have it, check out below. There's a great link there, and you can get 45% off the best indicators in the industry. So that's what I'm seeing on Bitcoin right now. Let's go over and check what we're doing on this higher time frame because I do want to show you guys this. You guys see the 200-day? We also got a perfect rejection on top of the Gaussian channel. Guys, you remember me talking about this? I told you guys about this right here last week. And I said, I'm worried that if we don't get a bounce off of this on the signal lines, that we would go into capitulation. You guys see that color there? That color means capitulation right there. So we are now in minor capitulation. This can lend to a downside move with us currently having this 200-day fight and what I think is coming from data that's going to be released soon. Guys, it is possible that we are heading back down. I would say that $59,000 is a good target. It's going to be right here in line with the 300-day simple moving average. It's also going to be in line with these 6-year-old trend-based fibs on the 0.66 of the golden pocket. So let's go ahead and jump over to OC. Show me what you're seeing over there, OC. Actually, let me show this first, and then we'll jump to you, OC. Stand by. Let's talk about the heat map here, guys. Looking at the 24-hour, we do have a below us right now a little level about 6184 or 844, and then above us about 63,000. Let's jump this to a higher time frame, and let's see what we get on here. We do have a lower level coming in at 48,000 right below us. The next big one above that is 66,473. There's about, let's see here, 40, 80. There's about $100 million above us at that level, guys. Sitting below us down there, there's about another $100 million at 48. That's on a 3-month. Let's just take this to a 2-week and get something a little less extreme. We have a massive one of about $200 million sitting above us, about 66,500. And then sitting right below us is that $59,000 range, guys. So we do have 59,000 to the downside, 66,646 to the upside. Why is that a concern of it being that level? I do think we can get to 66. Why? Because it's not that far off from us. It would be right here before the platinum pocket, but let me show you guys this. 66 would be a wick. We can come up wick and then close a candle below and just make a new low. So and until we get above that 200-day and really until we break 68,135 and close a candle above that, guys, on the daily, we are not creating new higher highs. We're creating lower highs. So I did want to point that out, that even with us having that level there at about 66,500, remember, we've got to get above that and close it at 68. So let's jump over to OC's chart, see what he's got there, and let's talk about that.
Absolutely. Let me get started, guys, with telling you that I'm not in the chat right now, but I'm reading you live here on the eCam scenario. So shout out to all of you guys, and also thank you for those hearts and also those Team 4 hats. I'm doing what I can with one single screen. Today, I'm going to go get another one, the secondary, so I can maybe do a little bit more here. But let's go into what I've been talking about. I know at this point, you guys might be sick and tired of this one, but it's been playing out very, very nicely and very precise, right? I need to tell you that I'm a little bit worried at this point. Why? Because remember that I was looking at this previous resistance, right? We have not yet made it through. Is this a confirmed bounce? Not now, not just yet. Why? Because we don't have another candle breaking down. But look at that huge wick that we had at the top. I mean, that is not cool, right? I mean, of course that it could be something like a fake, like for example, something like that, in which case we're going to be making a little bit of a range before we burst up. But also bear in mind that could be playing out like in this case scenario where we are topping up into a secondary high, right? So first high, second high, first high, second high, but in a micro structure here. If that is the case, remember, I'm still waiting for a 58,700 or somewhere around 56,900. All right, so just be careful in there. Have that at the back of your mind. If you are very bullish on Bitcoin, that is fine. That is great. But remember that you need to plan for your worst case scenario. And for me, look at your oscillator. Look at my oscillator. It's just flat. It's flat out right? So what is that telling me? Well, I'm doing a range. That will be the best case scenario, because being below the zero line, that for me, it would be bearish. So I have either I range or I drop. So I'm ranging. I'm still hanging by the thread, right? As long as I don't lose the dynamic reactor, I'm fine. I'm good with it. But if I start losing the dynamic reactor, because it's not only the dynamic reactor, we have volume flex reactor, dynamic reactor, and also a support zone right there. Let me show you. Where is it? Sorry, it was, I think, another block that we had. No, this trend line in here that we had. This is the predictive range. So we have the confluence of those three, which are adding that support. If we lose it, I think we're going to be going and visit some lower areas. This is the daily. Another important thing, it is look at this area or this lining here. Right now with this high, and let me just get rid of that, and this other area here, I think we're making something like a hit in shoulders, right? What would that neckline be? This area right here between this high and this low. So once again, as you can see, I'm looking at this possible area to lose it. And if we lose it, we might go find some lower areas at 56, 57, 58. So other than that, I think everything else will be just very repetitive because we could be seeing the same structure. So is this a lower high? Hopefully it is not. Hopefully we just range, and ranging, I think, is what is going to be saving us from dropping. So that's what I got on Bitcoin Piper. Let me throw it back to you, my friend.
Awesome. We had somebody ask about MicroStrategies, and I do agree with what Buck said. He said, I think because MicroStrategies is easier to get into than Bitcoin. And so when people want their Bitcoin exposure, they may not totally trust the ETFs yet. Some people don't even buy ETFs because they don't understand it. They just buy a name stock, right? Very pinpointed, specific. And then, of course, they don't trust the exchanges because they think crypto is a scam. 2021 gave them all of the hope that they needed to know to avoid it. So, looking here at MicroStrategies, though, guys, absolutely crushing it. MicroStrategies up 4.5% today. My MSTX play that I'm in right now, which is a 1.75x leveraged MicroStrategies, up 7.5% today. These are very risky, by the way, because when you have your pullback, it's obviously times 1.75 also. Clean Spark is kind of bland today, man. I see you there. We did have a breakout. It does have a call target here of $12.37 off of that breakout in the chart pattern here, but we're stuck in the platinum pocket, and you can see how well the platinum pocket is playing here for support and resistance. Right now, looking like it's still weakening. I would say if you wanted to get stock exposure to Bitcoin, really just go with like your MicroStrategy, man. It's been crushing it. I talked about this back in January, and it's doing quite well. So it is about to get a breakout on this pattern. It looks like we did have a confirmed breakout back here in August. This was the target in the golden pocket. Never made it there. Caught the 200-day moving average. See, 200-day. Tell you, usually where you want to get that bounce and get above it. And that is what has launched us up. So MicroStrategies right now sitting at about $194, doing quite well. I want to go over here and talk about this article real fast. I'm going to put us back on news cam. Come on up here, OC. What's up, guy? Let's talk about this here, guys. Japan. We talk about the carry trade a lot on the show, and there was supposed to have been a possible 25 basis point rate hike that was going to take place. Remember that the last time they did a 25 basis point rate hike, it's what caused the Japanese carry trade, pulled Bitcoin down like 30%. We are looking here at 25 basis points in December. That was net because they didn't do one last a couple weeks ago, but now they're talking about December possibly being one. Well, they just got a new economy minister, and it shows, according to his interview with the Bank of Japan, has said that it needs to carefully assess the financial markets and economic conditions at home and abroad in making policy judgments, and that there is time to do so. The minister in charge of the economic revitalization told the Dow Jones newsletter, asked whether he wants to see an interest rate kept at 0.25% until the government is confident about the end of deflation, or if he is fine with further rate increases so long as they don't shake the markets in the economy. He said the latter, meaning he is fine with further rate increases, but they want to do it cautiously. So that is one thing that I'm watching there, guys. We do know that in December there is possibly a 25 basis point rate hike coming, and the new economic minister there in Japan is okay with doing another one. So, could it be the rest of the unraveling of that Japanese carry trade? We will have to wait and see. Yes, that was under the old minister, BC Port Court. The new one, he's okay with it as long as it doesn't cause too much turmoil. And when he talks about turmoil, I'm saying for his economy, not the US's or anyone else. So be careful with that data coming out in December. OC, let's jump over to your chart and let's see what you're looking at, and we'll come back around. It looks like we had a request for something in here. What was it? Reddit, Bitcoin, and go with Reddit, Bitcoin, and ETH exposure. Okay, got it. All right, let's see what you got up there, man. What you got for us, OC?
Absolutely. So we're talking about Hang Seng Index futures, right? And you were mentioning that they will have just a drop. They had the hardest drop single candle since 20, what is it? 2008. Sorry, my bad.
2008, and the second
Um,
worst one since
2008.
2000, since 2000. So this is worse than any of those besides 2008, 2000 for them to get a dump on the Hang Seng. So
Absolutely. So, I mean, is it going to be once again a black swan? Well, this could be it. I don't know. This is a big body candle, right? And if we draw just a trend line like that, I know this is not something that we want to see as a trend line. But also, the worst case scenario will be just breaking the trend line with that big body candle. We usually want to see a breakout of that kind of trend lines with small candles going slowly down where they can do something about it and do not create some panicking here. This is the daily. Let's go take a look at the 4 hour. Look at that. So it's not about the breakout. What is it about? It's about the retest. And guess what? Off we go. We are below the zero line in here, below the oscillator. Do we have a reversal? Yes, we're waiting for that retest. Yes. So also Buck mentioned, am I using two oscillators? Yes. What is the difference between those two? The lower one is a prime pro plus oscillator, and the top one is just a pro oscillator. The bottom one give you a couple of more metrics within the same oscillator, like for example, money flow, true seven, and also some volume metrics right here. And also, I don't quite remember how this one is called, but this gives you the possibilities or probabilistic, whether if the high or the low, it's already in or out.
that is
So
the
I
trend.
love this one
That
here.
is the trend power
There we
bar.
go. Yes. The trend power, right? I always forget about them, but yeah, the name of it. But love them because this give you high probabilities to know whether if the trend is already should be have been in or out at the top or the bottom. So localized. So that is a great tool to have to know whether we should be looking at something different. So as you can see right here, we have brighter red, usually telling us that we are close or getting close to a localized bottom. Are we into a localized bottom? Yes, it's about the breakout, it's about the retest. So that's what I'm saying here. Is it concerning? It is, because this could be affecting the whole western part of the world, especially everybody that trades are alongside China. I mean, guys, I'm not red team. I'm not red team, but also I don't want red team to do worst or very bad at it because it's gonna pull all of us down with it, right? So I mean, I think economy is like that very a smart guy, right? I mean, that is running things. So you always want to be sensitive and compassionate, even with your enemy, right? Because for first, one entity does not represent all of the people, and also all of the people does not represent that entity, and that entity also it's involved, is entangled with the entity that represents you. So if China trips, well then we all gonna get pulled with it, right? So I mean, that's a clear empathy on economy, and that is because it affects you also. So hopefully we don't see a massive crash. Hopefully we see it, or they can manage a soft landing here, but other than that, it's not looking pretty.
Let's jump over to my chart,
But I
OC, and
got
let's
it.
take a look here. So we had a request for injective, and then let's come back. We'll talk about what's going on because we're going to cut short by about 5 minutes today to jump over to Randy Hipper's show because she is live right now, and she is actually down in the middle of the hurricane. Hurricane Milton, if you guys don't know, is heading towards Florida. Also, CJ Taylor, my brother, is down there also. Thoughts to everyone that's in that region. But yeah, she's over there doing a live stream this morning while they are prepping for that hurricane because she was not able to get out. There's no gas and the interstates are packed. So we're going to go over there and show some love and support for Randy Hipper here in a minute. But let's check out Injective real fast, guys. We do have this trend line, and I want to show you how far back this trend line goes because it's kind of crazy. Let's go to the daily. Is this the one? No, it's not the one. Okay, that was a different chart. I saw it going over. Why do I have this extended so far left? Turn off that left line. Oh, I see. Okay, that's why. Never mind. Disregard. We're going into injective. We're going in. We do have a test back here on this trend line back in January of 2024. You can see it has been resistance all the way down multiple times. We broke above it here back here on the 22nd of September. Had a little pullback into the platinum pocket. You guys can see my fib levels playing beautifully here for support and resistance and support. We got a nice bounce there off the value area low. So all these levels are showing me confirmation or affirmation of being correctly placed. That's what you want to find when you're looking at this stuff. Right now, we are retesting that trend line again. As long as Injective can hold on this trend line, guys, I'm going to be stay pretty bullish on it. Even if it trades down, being above this is a big thing. But you can see here, the 200-day is also resistance for Injective, just like we are seeing on OC. Can you get Chainlink ready? We had a request for Artisan. We'll do that one before we jump into the hurricane stuff.
On it.
It is a key level of resistance is that 200-day simple moving average, just like Bitcoin. But right now, guys, 50-day coming in right there. That's that green line on top of this trend line. It does look like we do have some decent support here for Injective. My concern is looking at the 4-day here, 4 hour, I should say. No, this is the daily. Looking at the daily here. Yeah, it's right there. Look, daily. Looking at this daily is that we do have the Oscillator Pro ribbon coming down. You can see the True 7 has been stepping down. It's right here underneath it. It is coming down. Volume is coming down, and it looks like the money flow is starting to turn red again. So we do have support, but like I said, as long as we can hold this support above and move down the platinum pocket, I think somewhere around here when we hit that 887, as long as we're above this trend line, we should be able to bounce up from there. And that would give all this time to cool off, get to its low levels before it sends us back up. What happened last time we got that? Well, there's a True 7 clip. There's your uptrend. There's your oversold. Everything's moving pretty good. Look at that upside move to the 100. We jump back again. True 7 fires off. We're down, getting low on the volume again. Another move to the upside. I think that's what we can do here again too on Injective. That's what I got for that. Let's jump into OC's chart. Let's take a look at Chainlink, and let's come back and talk about the hurricane.
Absolutely. So, a quick reminder that we gave a link, chain link, I call a couple of days ago. This is the trade that I've been playing out with you guys on the Pipe Academy. So, if you're not there yet, I suggest you to take a look at those trades. We plan for both case scenario. The positive, the bullish case scenario played out very nicely. This was the entry point. I missed it, and I'd re-enter on the next pullback. So, as you can see, it's still within the plan. I did took 50% out as we were hitting this area of resistance, and then move my stop to entry. That leads me to have no risk at all. Already paid myself, and then I was just chilling until I had this take in here. So this is basically what I decided to call my my trade once and for all. And then that was basically it. So where are we standing right now? This is the 15-minute chart, guys. We are back below the dynamic reactor, but also we have some bullish divergences in here, right? We're pushing through the zero line. So as long as we don't lose this area right here, which is the 1097, I think this could be a good area as long as we have flip of the ribbon. As long as we have flip of the ribbon, to start looking for entries, because we could be having a breakout. We already have a double top in here, but also we have a couple of bounces down below. So it's just a matter to see where or which one is going to be giving out first. A little advice there will be adding a couple of order blocks or liquidity areas and start looking for that liquidity to be drained out. So let's go for the order blocks in here. Let's just give me 1 second. There we go. And at this point, come on, trading view. There we go. Perfect. We can see that order blocks, we only have a soft order block up here. We already have demolished everything else, but also we have a much bearish zone up here. So just be careful. At any point, any of those liquidities might be drained out, and that will give you the direction in which we're going to be breaking to. So far, I want to believe that we're going to be bouncing up, breaking out to the upside, and that is because we're pushing upwards into the oscillator. But once again, If you want to be strict about it and very smart about this, just wait for your confirmation. Your confirmation will be seeing that ribbon breaking back above with a clear direction, just like in here, or just like in here, for an upwards movement and through that trend line or that dynamic right. Other than that, turning it back to you, Piper.
Oh, see, Bobby Yes said, can you state the numbers? Because like some people are driving, and then he says the numbers are
Absolutely.
fuzzy on his end. So he wants to hear not here and there, but he wants to hear the actual numbers. So can you give those numbers real fast?
Absolutely. So for the base, we're talking about somewhere around 1097, and for the top, we're talking about a breakout at 1119. Those are the areas to look for. At the top, we'll be waiting for the breakout of 1119, and at the bottom, we'll be waiting at the 1097 for a reentry as we have a flip of the ribbon.
Awesome. Appreciate you, bro. Let's go ahead and talk about that hurricane, because if you guys don't know, Helene just went through and ravaged the entire southeast of the United States. Some people in North Carolina absolutely getting devastated, but don't worry, they got $750 from the federal government. Because they rank just under all of the people that live in Ukraine. Anyway, we have another hurricane coming. It's called Hurricane Milton, and it is actually one of the worst hurricanes in history right now, getting ready to hit broadside into Florida. So, OC, you have that chart. Let's take a look at that just to see what it's looking like, because it's gaining momentum. Is it a Category 5 yet?
Yes, right now we're in category 5. So basically, it started building up in the Gulf of Mexico right here. So, guys, I promise this is not our fault this time. But it went from category 1 to category 5 within 1 day. Right now, because went very close to the peninsula of Yucatan, very close to Merida, we did manage to put it down to category 4 at this point. But bear in mind that we're rushing into Florida at gaining speed at category 5. There is a cold weather of water seeping out of the coast of Miami here, right? You can see this blue thing here. This is good to start bursting the hot weather, warm waters of the Gulf. So let's just pray for this cold water to keep pushing into the way before it impacts Florida, because there is a real chance that we can or this cold water diminish it from category 5 to category even 3. So far, it is being estimated that Florida gets hit tomorrow, somewhere around tomorrow, 2 p.m. my time. That will be right now. It's 8:24, just so you know. So tomorrow, somewhere around 1 p.m. my time, once again at category 4. But once again, depending on this cold water section, will be intercepting the hurricane. If it's cold enough, it could even get to category 3. Let's pray for that, because it is a freaking monster coming your way, guys. Be careful out there.
Absolutely. And CJ Taylor, like I said before, that's my brother, like literally my blood brother, and lives in Florida. He's there right now. So my thoughts are with you, Clyde. And maybe Band-Aid, maybe a Band-Aid. He's a member here. He's one of the alumni. He's down in there also. But yeah, we're going to go over and support Randy Hipper here in just a second, guys. And then this afternoon may or may not be a Trade Academy show. I've got uh, an appraisal coming to do a quote for my yard. I've got I'm putting turf in. I'm getting rid of this dead grass that I have to keep throwing money at to water, and it just won't grow here in the desert. It's been too hot this summer, so that is going to be my afternoon there. So, guys, we appreciate you guys joining us here today. Remember, the markets, yeah, they're going to do their thing, but we've got real life events going on with real life people that we love and care about out there. So we're going to show that support. And if you guys can follow us over, we're getting ready to go over to Randy Hipper's show, and let's go show them some love, throw some hearts and some alumni caps into the chat over there, and just let them know that we're thinking about her. So, guys, we appreciate you joining us here today on the Morning Market Report, guys. We are going to do I think that the markets are going to dump off of that? That's a good question, Average Joe. I don't think that markets will dump off of it, but I do think that it's going to play inflation in the next quarter because a lot of stuff is being devastated over there. And remember, we just had all the port workers that went back to work, and now there's a big chunk of ports that are going to be affected by this. Also, a lot of roads closed. It's going to be that way. Um, Guys, let's go jump over to Randy Hipper show. Let's go raid the frat house and let's go let them know that we're thinking about her. We will catch you guys right back here this evening at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the nightcap show. And then tomorrow morning, make sure you tune in, check out the pre-market show with Good Morning Crypto. And then we'll be back at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, bringing you guys the news, the charts, the markets, the economy, and everything you need to have knowledge because knowledge is profit, guys. Until then, trade safe, be safe. And as always, use a stop loss or have plenty of dry powder. One or the other. Your choice. We'll catch you guys later. Peace.
I don't know what they keep telling me. I don't know what they keep telling me. Ain't no school like Piper Academy. Ain't no school like Piper Academy. We'll keep that front line covered, even when we're dead and gone. We'll find a way to keep going, cause we gon' keep on rolling up the wheels flow low. I know you hungry for knowledge, that's profit appetite. Classes in session, this for the Army Piper acolytes. Trade flag at the soul, train ready. What a line from OCI, former Mexican spaghetti, yo. Crunch crypto with a deep dive to reject dime. And if you like the visual powered by Car Prime, then you were part of that alumni, that's all spine. But if you have step, fall back to offline. We'll keep that front line covered, even when we're dead and gone. We'll find a way to keep going, cause we gon' keep on rolling up the wheels flow low. Sound off.
To get with them, the ZTS rhythm. Rip it, Alexandra.
Yeah, that's my alumni, you know what I mean?
That was awesome, dude.